Hey Lauren, team, and style bosses. My name is Angie Roberts, and this is my dog Chief. And I have owned my personal styling business, Amazing Gray, for about 7.5 years. And where I was before Style Boss Academy is last year I had spent the most time and effort and commitment on my business than any other year. And I was on the border of burnout, and I was doing my taxes, and I realized that according to the IRS, my business was still a hobby. So that was a tough pill to swallow. And I had told my husband recently, like, I really felt like I needed a course that was really specific to stylists and all the nuances that we experience, not just like some other business course like B School, which I'm sure is great, but something that is more tailored to what we do. And then in walks Lauren with Style Boss Academy. And something that I even heard her say, whether she was pitching the course or maybe something I read in an email, was stop having an expensive hobby. And I definitely had, maybe not expensive, but a time consuming hobby. And I did not want that anymore. So I signed up, and I, of course, was very intrigued to also be able to do a better job at executing ideas. Lots of ideas appear, but difficulty executing those, as I also have a full-time job. So prioritizing what can get done with the amount of time I have, and then how do I keep customers coming back? Felt like I had a difficult time doing that as well. So now here we are 10 weeks later, and I feel like I am in such a better place. Mindset will always be something that I'll have to work on. It's just constant, but I feel like I have some good tools now. I've scheduled time with my therapist to talk about many issues that I feel like I've dealt with all my life. So glad I can also utilize him as a resource. And then really something that was really cool right when I signed up for SBA was about a week later, I made my largest sale ever for my biggest package. And that was really encouraging because it almost paid for SBA at that point. And then really learning how to sell value and not the features or like the checklist of items that a client gets, and was able to implement some of those suggestions that Lauren made into a pitch with a now client a couple weeks ago. And although it was like a little clunky, it did work out, and we'll only get refined from there to really sell the value of what we do, not just like, hey, here's this really cool thing and you can get some hangers at the end. So that's been really great, I believe. And then I've been able to get some really impactful testimonials. I haven't really done a very good job of that over the years. And I bought like some real boss tools instead of like being super cheap and trying to piecemeal everything. Got some lead pages going, 17 hats so I can look legit. And I have had 2 people in the community reach out to me throughout the course of these 10 weeks who have wanted to, one did a branding shoot for me, and another is an attorney who wanted to write a contract for me, just as like thank you for some of the things that I do for the professional community in my area. So that was really an added bonus. Little did they know that I needed those things like ASAP. And I've done a lot of work around my Y and my ICA in the past, and this finally feels like things are actually clicking. Actually, I did this video last weekend, and I sat on it for a couple of days and was like, I just don't know if I want to submit this one yet. And I'm so glad I didn't, because then a couple days later, my husband and I were talking about a client of mine who is retiring, and she's an ICA, and it was like the floodgates opened, the sun was shining down really brightly, and it was like, yes, this is super niche, this is my ICA, and I can't stop thinking about her. I'm really excited about her, like so much more clarity than I even had a week ago. And even had this service that I was like, do I scrap it? I really think it's good, but I was still having difficulty incorporating that. And now I'm like, this is the perfect service for this person. It is exactly what she needs. So, I mean, it's just crazy how that has come even at the very end of this, and just really excited to execute all these things that I've learned, and this course has been so valuable, especially for people like me who have kind of felt like they've been spinning their wheels for a long time and feeling really stuck. And I can see how in 10 weeks I've come so far, and I just can't wait to see what you do next, Lauren, because whatever you're selling, I'm buying. And I wish everyone else the best of luck too.